Okay, so you at some point in 2020 decided that, hey, like, I'm not just a customer of this current place, I could potentially acquire it. How does it, and I should have asked you this before, like, how do I pronounce the whole business name?
Yeah, so it's Vintner's Cellar
Vintners.
Winery. It's in Yorktown, so it's just of
Yep.
Yorktown. Vintner Cellar
Right next
Winery,
to County
Yorktown.
Grill.
Right next to County Grill in Yorktown, Virginia, just on kind of the line of Newport News and Yorktown. Uh, I guess really the kind of backstory is, right, like I work in the hospitality industry, in the hotel industry. It was a really kind of unstable time last year. And as we were looking at some options of kind of what the future looked like, we're just kind of open to opportunities. Went to an actual outdoor wine tasting, wine party last summer, and we're talking with the owner of the business who we'd known for 4 or 5 years. And she was talking about closing the business. She had a really hard time making the pivot, going digital, getting set up with online orders, and really the parts of the business that she had loved for 14 years at that point just weren't there. And so I kind of started with a casual discussion of her deciding that she might not be sticking in business. And originally I just reached out to help and say, hey, I think there's some really good kind of small business marketing companies in the area. Here's some contacts for you, some people that maybe you can reach out to. Was just trying to help. And kind of the conversation was, this is all great, this is fantastic, but I don't want to do any of this. Like, I'm 65 years old, I've been in business for 15 years, this is already my retirement job. Like, I think it's time to move on to the next phase of life. And that was kind of it. It was unexpected. This would have been last July at this point, and it kind of started a series of conversations heading into the fall that ultimately culminated in us taking over the business in December of this past year.
Interesting. So it was any of the business before any e-commerce whatsoever?
No, I mean, the
And
business essentially was tastings at the winery, retail sales, and then a big portion of the revenue is at festivals.
how big is the e-commerce wine world now? I mean, is it still, because at some point, like, I remember, Tim, even I might even pitch this idea to you. Like, I had this idea to do like beers in different cities, where like a beer of the month, when the craft beer scene started coming up. I just gotten back from like Boulder, Colorado or something. I was like, oh, it'd be interesting, before there was like super distribution in different places. It would be interesting if I could somehow send someone a 6-pack of beer from Boulder, Colorado, like a grab bag of 6-packs to different people, and they paid some sort of club fee for that. The problem was commerce from state to state, at least at the time, was not possible. So is
Yeah.
that something that's kind of easier to get through now, or how does the e-commerce world work with you and shipping and stuff like that at this point?
Yeah.
Because it
So
seems like it's something that you're either going to want to do or get into. It sounds like.
Yeah. So I look at it from two different perspectives. Right now, we're small enough on the production side that we're not shipping out of state. We can ship within Virginia. The challenge, to your point, that most beverage businesses have is that every state individually regulates alcohol sales in a different way, with different reporting requirements, different delivery requirements. So it really puts the onus on a business to be able to track that, or to use a third party that can help facilitate that. And there's a couple of industry, leaders that help make that happen on the paperwork side, but also on the shipping and storing side of the business. And for us right now, it's something that we might work towards. We're not producing at the scale that it makes sense for us to do like a national shipping distribution.
Apparently, there's a company in Northern Virginia that has a wine club, by the way. And I don't remember how much it costs, maybe 50, $75 a month. And they have something. I remember Paul Singh, I saw him post about this, who, Tim, you probably remember from Start Norfolk 3. He lives up there, at least he used to. And he said that he had joined this club. This is just some inspiration for you, Brandon. He joined this club, and I guess you get to go pick up like a bottle or two at the actual facility, or once a month, something like that. They have 450,000 clients or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say that I think the average winery does something around 35 to 40% of their business through wine club sales, right? Through really activating those true
That's
fans.
unreal to think of those numbers. Even if the number was 45,000 and I added a zero, that number is still ridiculous.
It is, yeah. I mean, in our region, you think about tourism. I think the majority of wine sales still happen at the local purchase point. I'd say,
Like a
and I think
Total
there's some,
Wine type of thing?
yeah, like a
Hmm.
Total Wine or like a local shop or at places that you're going to. E-commerce is still such a small part, and a part of that is that it's a lot of legacy companies that make up the wine industry that are really, a lot of them are actually commercially producing under private labels for wine brands that are emerging. So to be able to go out and ship direct, you've got your kind of big name brands, but they're fulfilling different parts of the distribution channel under private labels that you don't necessarily know that they're doing.
Okay, so look at this stat. Wine e-commerce sales grew from about 600 million in 19 to close to 2 billion. So that's like a 3x basically, more than 3x in 1 year. That means US online sales now represent about 3% of the US wine market, up from 1%
Wow.
in 1 year
Right.
alone. I mean, obviously I think we know how that happened. But I mean that's I would be interested in what the context is on the reverse side of that. Maybe because I guess wine sales in person probably would have dropped. But there's money
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Very well.
Brandon, so your handle is the hospitality dude. Before you made the purchase and you were just a customer, was your head just swirling with this idea and this idea, and if we had this, we would implement this, that, and the other thing? Is that what led to the ultimate decision to say, hey, let's try to make this purchase? And then, if so, what types of things have you implemented once the purchase went through?
Yeah. So I mean, first and foremost, they make our favorite wines. Like we just were really like avid customers in that kind of core group of people that really enjoy the actual product. So I think for me that was really important. Experience aside in the hospitality industry, I think that really looking at the product side of it was really important to us. So that we could be passionate about what we have. It's such a small operation, that I think really the first question was kind of like how are they pulling this off out of this like 3,000 square feet space, and what kind of business is it really? Is this a hobby or is it a business? And as we dove in and really discovered that it had been a profitable business for a really long time, with a really good stable group of clients, then it became, okay, what can we bring to the table, right? So we've opened up a new website with ordering, be able to take online sales, pre-sales, whether we're doing shipping, traditional e-commerce channels and opening those up, whether it's Facebook ads or on Instagram. Um, but also, some really kind of traditional biz dev strategies. We've got corporate customers that we do custom labels for, and, whether they're doing corporate gifting for wine or for employees. I mean, the real estate market is one example where we've got, a really good book of clients that come on a regular basis, and they're giving wine, if they're closing houses or closing loans, selling, luxury cars, and opening up some of those channels to be able to increase the sales and really kind of just make sure the product got in more hands.
You acquired that aspect of it, or you implemented that?
We implemented that aspect of it. Yeah, we had a couple, and really, there hadn't really been an active outbound effort. I think really kind of the strategy before was to produce at a level that they had enough to really work through festivals, which is a big revenue channel for the kind of business that we are and the size of business that we are. Still the case now. I think that we can go into a festival environment and sell 50 or 100 cases in a day, versus online sales that are a few bottles at a time coming through the website day after day, where we get that consistent base.
So like the Norfolk Town Point Park Wine Fest, you would sell 50 cases, 100 cases.
I was going to say, Zack and I have been known to do some damage at
yeah, but not buy cases. Man,
you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy all bricked out corner office, wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at ZachMillerSays.com/Anomaly Academy.